the orchards at this time. Releasing the wasquitos for pollination. Cycle is now in progress.
Oh,
What is that sound?
I think he
Why am I sure
described what
we're
it
about to
was.
find out?
I love you, Pravati, as a friend. He literally described what was happening. He literally said,
Here they
there's
come!
gonna be a bunch of those little things. And then you were like, what does this mean? Oh, you're Anna Summers.
Wasquito stings have been known to cause auditory confusion before death. So if you cannot understand this message, that may be why.
Am I still in combat or something? What's going on? Anna. Oh, Anna.
Someone needs to get to hive control to shut down the swarms. Someone needs to get to hive control.
Okay, so I need to do that first before I can talk to her. Okay. Sorry, I'm moving my eye.
To shut down the swarms.
Okay, let's go do that with the swarms.
Here they come.
In the event you become trapped in a space with one or more wasquitos, try standing still.
What happened to your face?
Just kidding. You died long before a wasquito grew tired of stinging you.
That's gotta hurt. I can't see!
I don't like this passive thing. I think I'll have to move it up to defensive.
I am a storm! You can... Nice shot!
Let me move that real quick. Okay. I think they're almost dead. Okay. And they gave me nothing.
Caution advised. Wasquito venom sacs
Eh,
release the chemical,
let's just...
patent pending, name withheld, that makes a single sting up to 12 times more painful and deadly than that of organic wasps.
Oh, nice. Okay. Okay.
Caution
Holy
advised.
shit, I actually ran out of...
Venom packs release a
Holy
chemical,
shit.
patent pending, named withheld, that makes a single sting up to 12 times more painful and deadly than that of organic wasp.
How did I had over 1,000 bullets. I had over 2,000 bullets of each of some of these kinds. Holy shit. Smack it. Smack it. Holy shit. Wait, return to check recent activity. At the unauthorized. Oh, okay. This is gonna finish. I'm never gonna finish the recover from this. You know.
Hey! Oh, wait. I'm supposed to say the slogan. Okay,
God, you're
you
pretty.
can do this, Anna. Here goes. It doesn't matter if you're you or me. We're all part of the Rizzo's family. How was that?
I thought that was a real good effort. Keep at it.
I thought she did really good. That was completely splendid. You didn't even bury yourself even on the list. Nice bit. The next one is to say that that wasn't
No
Rizzo's
jest.
slogan.
Well, that's a wager I sure would have lost. Guess even a busted spectrometer can be right if you hold it to the light, huh? I'm sure you've guessed it, but I'm not the best at remembering slogans. And when I can't remember them, I tend to just make them up. But I guess that's why I'm just an intern and not a full-timer. At least, not yet. Oh yes, I thought I saw someone who looked self-important enough to be her by the conservatory some time ago. Not to speak ill of the dead. I
I mean,
simply
you already
never
did.
liked the way she stole the limelight from the true star. Burbage 3001.
Right there with you, sister. What about Spencer Woolrich?
Who? I certainly am. That aerodynamic chassis, how the light glints off his rotund head, the way he enunciates, cry havoc, and let loose the canids of war. Excuse me, I got a little lightheaded there. Nobody does Shakespeare like Burbage. What were we talking about?
That's
I
show
suppose so.
business.
I also suppose Helen won't be stealing the limelight ever again.
Damn, Anna.
What? No, that's ridiculous. I can't tell you I've never made any mistakes, but it'd be pretty hard to keep my job if I were trying to break everything. Though there was the time I tried to fix a broken hinge on one of our mosquito hives and released a swarm. chased me around the orchards 3 times before I managed to get help.
Remind me how this is an example of you not scrimp.
Hey, that was one honest mistake. One! And considering the fact that mosquitoes have a tendency to kill people, I think I learned my lesson. As did the rest of Rizzo's. Don't worry though, mosquitoes are typically only about when living folks aren't in the orchards.
Okay.
I am contractually obligated to tell you that mosquitoes never get out during visiting hours. But when they do, the only way to get them to return is to go directly to hive control and activate emergency recall. Which isn't easy, considering all the hives near control. But this is all a departure from what I wanted to say. I've been trying to help the orchards, not harm them. Hold a moment. You haven't found anything, have you? Why should weed killer affect saplings? Weed killer. It's in the name. It should kill only weeds. That really seems like it's more on product design than on me.
Yeah.
Well, yes. The orchards are becoming overrun with pests. Usually we give workers handguns and tell them to go to town, which results in many injured workers and a few dead sprats. Our exterminator Automax only kill mosquitoes, and even then, only if an exec somehow ended up in the orchards during a pollinization cycle. So I decided to do some reprogramming. The reprogramming was easy until I locked myself out of the terminal. Then, when I was running away from the bots, I dropped the terminal access card somewhere in the orchards. Believe me, I know that now. Guess I did sort of mess that one up. But there's nothing to come clean about. I've just been doing my best out here.
Okay, so she's just... Wait, it says that I can... It still says to talk to her, to question her.
Wish I could do that.
I thought this was gonna be like a secret thing. Ooh. I'm finding a lot of coolant tanks. Anna?
Back again, eh? Let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Unless you already have, and I've forgotten. In which case, I probably won't forget a second time. It's not so different from being a regular worker, just with less pay and less respect. Oh, it's also more dangerous than traditional employment. You don't have the experience to back up your work yet, but being fired isn't any less threatening. Work-wise, I do a bit of everything. The orchards have been short-staffed as long as I've been working here. So if there's an odd job around, it usually gets passed to me.
How'd you get your position?
Laws, you've got a sixth sense for finding the most embarrassing question, huh?
Hey,
My
what
mother
appears
is
so?
Rizzo's assistant vice president of flavor testing. She set me up with this position. Mostly to keep me from troubling her work, I think. Consequently, I don't always feel like I deserve to be here. All the more reason to work harder, I say. Much as I love delivering coffee and medical attention, not quite, no. Don't tell anyone I said this, but I sometimes feel that our workers could be treated a little better.
You
Maybe only get electrocuted awake every other day.
weirda. What?
So I'm shooting for administration in Rizzo's. Maybe even the board itself. Best way to evoke change is from the inside, I think.
Every other day.
Much higher chance of promotion. If I can tough it out here without getting axed, I can skip the 5+ years of customer service I'd normally have to deal with. I can prove my merit here and move up in the world. And the sooner I do that, the sooner I can set to improving things for everyone else. Mother did mention that from time to time, but she always kept me far away from her work. Who could complain about happier workers and higher profit gains?
Morons. Morons. But most CEOs are actually dumb. they just think that they're smart because they think that their success means they're intelligent. But I don't know how to explain, but you can be successful and be an idiot that's only gotten to where you are because of the amount of money that you have. And what we tell kids about, like, if you try hard enough and you'll succeed, is not true. And that lots of people succeed in life that are completely incompetent in their positions.
Happy to enlighten you on the fascinating world of internships.
It still shows it as me having the option to question her, but I've questioned her. I've clicked on all the stuff. This is about the Spectrum vodka. I I don't understand, but okay. There's nothing else for me to question her about, so I guess we must move along. Just like the All-American Rejects told us to.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. This console is 95% non-functional. Remaining 5% functionality stems from display reading console non-functional. Cause of shortout is most likely related to purple residue splattered all across the keyboard.
Taste it.
Please stop tasting things, Captain.
Perform a chemical
Substance
analysis.
contains trace amounts of purple berries, fruit flavors, and artificial sweeteners number 35, number 49, number 240, number 322, number 314, and many, many, many others.
I love that combo. It's my favorite. Inspect it. Leave. Ooh, stuff to steal. And it doesn't even say steal. Boom, boom, bam. Hello, Anna. Did you spill some wine?
Back again, eh? I knew you couldn't resist my charms for long. Let me know if there's anything I can help.
I found a strange substance on the processing console that might have something to do with you.
Well, maybe. I might have had a supersized cup of mixed purpleberry punch and lemon slap that I might have knocked over when I was running routine diagnostics. Look, I know what you're thinking, but I have the proper permit to mix those drinks. I just left it in my other work uniform.
I
I
think you're
don't know if
lying.
I believe her, but she's really trying her best.
Hey, we have a lot of uniforms. It's hard keeping track of all your belongings.
Did you jump the drink before or after you moved the console's control panel cover?
How did you notice? The diagnostic normally takes hours, and that's only if humidity's low. I wanted to take the initiative to try and make it faster. Laws alive. I really did think I was doing good by the orchards, but with all that you've told me, it sounds like I've done much more harm. I know it's a lot to ask, but is there a chance you could vouch for me to my boss? It might not seem like it, but I've been trying to take the initiative. I really do want to help.
I don't know, wouldn't that enable you to screw up even more?
Well, it could, but not if I'm given proper supervision. Everyone has to learn somehow, right? I guess I'm not sure what more to say. I suppose I just hope you'll make the right decision. If not for me, then for the rest of the Rizzo's workers.
Okay, I'll see what happens when I get there. Damn it. She's standing there, so I can't steal the ammo. Move out of my way, guys. Oh, thank God. I thought I actually made eye contact, but that's what I did. Apparently, they're... Wait, are they gonna come over here? Or no? I don't know. Let's go talk to this lady with the hickey monster. Hi, Sydney. Sydney? Why is it being like that? Sydney. Okay.
Welcome to the Nut Hut, the only place you can get Rizzo's ground-up, pound-up fruit drinks. Made with mostly berries and twigs.
Nice.
Now I'd love to get you something. Maybe a couple somethings? Whatever you like, I can sell it to you at a low, low price.
Okay. Have you sold any Spectrum from the storage warehouse
Wow,
shipment?
what a strange question. I'm much too delighted to be suspicious.
Good.
I sold lower-level Spectrums to workers from RR&DD Labs, Hive Control, and the Conservatory. Jacob's predecessor also splurged briefly on a bottle beyond his pay grade, and Black Hole Birdie bought my most expensive Spectrum when he visited. I wish he'd bought more. Oh, if you're looking for your own Spectrum, remember that you can always buy from the Nut Hut or the Grand Colonial Bar, so long as you have the bits to back up your taste.
Okay. Show me what you got. I figured I'd have to talk to this guy. That's a big stretch.
You're back, I see. Glad Slug hasn't managed to scare you off.
I think it's more of a wonder that nothing in these law-forsaken orchards has managed to kill them.
How's the investigation going? You got a complete report for me yet?
Did I complete my investigation? Yes.
All right. Let's hear the details.
A drink was spilled over the processing console, shorting
A
it up.
drink? I ain't never heard of no saboteur dumping drinks all over equipment to destroy it. I hate to say it, but that sounds more like worker carelessness.
How many times do I have to tell you this, old man? Slug isn't behind your problems.
How many
Slug
times do I have
wouldn't even
to
need to cause
teach you this
problems.
lesson, old
Your own
man?
workers do enough.
A herbicide was mixed with the fertilizer.
Knew Slug was behind the damn sabotage.
It wasn't.
Please. We're subtle, but that's too subtle. If we wanted to destroy your saplings, you'd have known them by the blackened remnants of their stems, not some half-assed poisoning.
I see you left a few of them intact even. Smashed more than I'd like, but I guess I'm glad you didn't obliterate them all.
Never did like leaving a job half-finished myself. But that's me.
So what were the fine details of the sabotage anyhow? Were Slug's lackeys trying to get the mechanicals to kill all our waspitos? Of course. And what better way to do that than by targeting our pollinizers? They'd be a hell of a pain to kill manually. But if you set the mechanicals to do it...
Oh, I know it's a pain to
Your
kill them
delusional
manually.
fantasy, the waspitos wouldn't be out until next pollinization cycle. Wouldn't someone notice the rampant mechanicals beforehand?
That seems like a question you should be asking yourself. Well, yes, it's possible to manually start and end cycles in Hive Control, but we keep a careful watch on it. And there have been no non-Rizzo's personnel in or out.
Stop wasting everyone's time, Hathaway. What you're proposing is infinitely less likely than an idiot maneuver by one of your incompetent workers. I won't hear any further slander. Let's go through this one final time so even you can't confuse it, Hathaway. Slug didn't do a damn thing to your orchards. You're chasing ghosts.
Talk about ghosts all you like, but someone was screwing with my orchards. If it wasn't Slug, then who the hell was it? You picked a hell of a time to lose your tongue over there, friend.
I
I
swallowed
guess I
it,
can't
sorry.
force you to tell me anything. But the peace of mind would have been worth much to me.
This ain't the time, Cap.
I'll find
It
you,
was
Tom.
Anna. She did it all.
Summers? The intern? I didn't really take her for a meddlesome type. But now that I think about it, that's why she'd be a perfect saboteur. I'll deal with her later.
Oh no.
Right now, we of the orchards have to settle things with Slug. I reckon that you're about as impartial a third party as we're gonna get. Can you mediate?
Ah, what the hell. The orchardist seems to get off on complicating what should be a simple deal. But at this point, I just want to be paid and go.
I
The
mean, we
pollen
all
in the
have our
air
kinks.
is agitating.
Let me see if I can get through this conversation, and if there is not a thing about Anna and fixing that situation, I will reload and see if a different dialogue choice could have made it so I could save her job. But right now, we'll say. Okay, you know what? I would normally go with the persuade, which would be Rizzo's will have bits to spare after the Brown of mailing could pay them with interest. But I'm gonna go with if either of you sprat fuckers bicker for a second longer, I will rip your tongues out. It actually says sprat fucks, but I went sprat fuckers. I think it's
Hey, would you look at that? All of a sudden, I have an urge to just pay Slug. How about that?
That's... Yes. And Slug will go back to making sure your shipments get safely to you. That's satisfactory, right, Inspector? Right?
Now that that's out of the way, we can discuss the intern.
okay.
If she was really causing all that trouble, I will delight in severing her from her job. Even if I were inclined to believe you, that's some damn severe incompetence you're talking about. I still wouldn't want someone like that working the orchards.
Okay, then. Perhaps she could be
What the
used.
hell are you proposing? Let her burn the orchards down while I stand behind her and applaud?
I mean,
We
that's
ain't
one
got
thing.
nothing to exchange. She wants to help, does she? You know what? I'll call your bluff. She can keep at it with close supervision, but if she screws up even once, she's out.
Okay.
Use your pay, with a little extra for getting to the bottom of things. It's gonna be real interesting in the orchards for the foreseeable future.
It sounds like it.
Thanks, I guess.
Well, don't have to be a fucking bitch about it. Hi. Nothing at all.
I don't have time for this.
I didn't even get to fucking open the damn thing. Damn it. Spectrum vodka. Can you guys come in? So, okay. Might as well steal it all. Oh! I don't know what that does, but I read it. I don't know if there's gonna be like a... what's it called? An achievement for reading it. If there's other ones. I love achievements. Nice, we haven't been in here. There's a safe. Ooh, 69, guys. That's a sexy number. Yeah, I got it.
I didn't know Rizzo's made a Gatling gun. Seems a mite unnecessary.
Let's try it.
Seems a mite awesome. Give that gun directly to me.
No. I'll give it to you if I don't like it, but I think as an autistic person, I will lose my autism if I don't try a weapon called the Spectrum. So we got a lawyer, a collector, and a profiter. So who do we choose? I mean, the lawyer wants to sue. The collector wants to just be able to show that it's a thing. But I mean, if there's a lawsuit, unless that they hide the contents of the lawsuit, sounds like it would still come out. And the other way is just like a rival company has vodka. God, you guys are gonna make me side with a man? A man?
I was hoping that by the time you came back. Hi there.
Uh, I really think I'm gonna go with the lawyer, okay?
I'm glad you're back. The sooner I gain your assistance, the sooner I'm
Yes.
sure I do indeed. Specifically, I'm their general counsel. Forest Mills, if you somehow don't know, owns Tile, Wentworth, Dock Rocket, and 24/7 Furniture. We're
Mhm.
something of a big deal. When the going gets tough, the lawyers start going. Some farther than others. I've been a junior lawyer for coming up on 20 years now. And quite frankly, I'm getting old. Hopefully, there will be enough legal kindling out here to fuel my firm for a while longer. And if I find that kindling, I stand to finally get my raise. Ah, finally! Where have you been all my life, my darling? You and I will make quite a team, won't we? Your pay, good freelancer. I shall win this case in your honor.
Thank you.
Covering you!
I just bought weapons. Oh, it's a Gatlin.
Did we win?
Why would anybody bring raptidons up here? Don't this hotel have a policy on animals?
Whew. Thanks for the help back there. I've actually never fired a gun before. Is this ringing in your ears normal?
I don't know what ringing in your ears you have, but it's most likely.
That's more than a little disconcerting, since I maxed out my medical allotment this month. That's what I call my booze fund. Still, I had to be alive to be able to go deaf later. I'm not sure if I actually hit any shots. If you hadn't intervened, could have been bleak.
Yes, it would have. Take care.
Dang, that's impressive.
Thank you. Evan, remember cards tonight. If you don't show, I'll set a reptilian loose in here with you. I'm just kidding. Don't forget here, I need some help knocking Bay down a few around her 3. She's had me writing field reports for her all week. Okay. So we'll have to buy more bullets.
Hey, Cap. Looks like they finally sent someone to clean up Helen's mess. At least I hope that's what he's here for.
Hello?
Oh, sweet gibbering law. Where'd you come from?
The door.
Sorry, let me just get back in character. Whoa, 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 it's not what it looks like. Looks can be deceiving, friend. For example, what looks like misappropriation may, in fact, be a misunderstanding. I seem to have wandered into the wrong premises. I have mistaken this penthouse for the Rizzo's Rangers locker room on account of my headgear cutting off my peripheral vision.
So you need to see out of the sides of your eyes to be able to tell that there's no fucking lockers. Determinations. So I could have Ellie rough him up, Felix break his legs, and Max do something about it. I'm gonna go with, look at my face, do I look like I'm in the mood for your nonsense?
Not even a little. I am acting on behalf of Mr. Black Hole Birdie, the Holmeister, the Hack Attack. I don't have a lot of time, but Mr. Birdie sent me to retrieve a message, something he recorded for Ms. Bellamy while he was off his kilter.
Tell me everything.
It's extremely difficult for me to tell you no. In fact, I'm experiencing enormous mental anguish right now.
Me too, and I
Will you meet me later over at the pilot house? I swear, from the bottom of my employment contract, I will tell you everything I know about Ms. Bellamy's demise.
You know what? I'm feeling very salty. Tell me what you know, or they'll have to rinse your remains out of that mascot outfit.
What? But I can't? Please don't hurt me. I'm sorry. I can't. Not here. I'm sorry. The Pilot House complex. Meet me there, and I'll tell you everything, I swear.
I should have had Felix break your fucking legs, you bitch.
I understand there was an incident at the orchards. The pollination cycle began without my authorization. Fortunately, you managed to save most of the hive. The wasp-ketos are essential to the orchards, you see. Losing them would have cost us months of production.
And more than a few lives. That doesn't bother you?
The orchards can be a dangerous place, but my workers understand the hazards. Something about this incident troubles me. The circumstances are suspicious. But let's concentrate on the matter at hand. Have you discovered anything?
I think it's funny when in media they're like, well, they understood the risk of the job or risk of the task or whatever. Because it's like, oh, it would have been sadder if they didn't know the risk. Is that what you're saying? Like, oh, because they signed off on this like waiver. Some often, not literally, but by agreeing this, and so that means that it's not sad when they die. Like, I get that you're like, oh, they should have expected that it could have happened, but at the same time, there's always a risk in anything in life, so I think it's just so weird when they're like, well, they knew the risk when they took it. Okay, but it's still sad. Okay, so reach for a cigarette. The plot thickens, and the thought thickens as well.
You have my attention.
Helen is dead, murdered by an unknown killer.
That's deeply upsetting. Dr. Leora Blossom was an extraordinary scientist.
Well, she did know the risk.
We have a murderer on the loose, Inspector. As if the death of Halcyon Helen wasn't enough of a blow to our facility.
She was in trouble when I found her. The other workers had turned violent.
Her commitment to her NDA was admirable. I'll make sure to accelerate the payout of her death benefits to her next of kin.
All I know is she recognized the killer.
The Rizzo's family is a small family, Inspector. Most of us recognize one another. Still, any information is good information. It troubles me to believe Leora could have been murdered by one of our own. If there's anything else you'd like to share, you have my attention.
You know, she could also know people that don't work for you. And he's like, oh, well, she recognized their faces. She only knows the faces of her coworkers. Doesn't know what other people look like. Every time she sees them, it's like a little cutout of a person. No features. Helen insisted on touring the Rizzo's R&D lab.
Insisted? That's interesting. We'd
It is.
scheduled a tour of the lab for Helen. Purely a public relations event to be held sometime in the indeterminate future. Then again, Helen and I were not well acquainted. I can't speak to her intentions.
Nor should you.
Little of consequence. We'd tour the grounds, pause at some locations appropriate for a portrait, let her shake hands with our scientists. Public relations.
She spent a little time at the orchards. I found evidence she was at a picnic.
A picnic? I don't recall approving a private social gathering at the orchards. I'll have to make a note of this information.
Yep.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. Was there anything else?
Yes. Someone stole data from your terminals in R&D.
That's troubling, to say the
Yeah.
least. Any transfer of proprietary data is strictly prohibited without my permission.
Well, did you give her the permission and you forget? Because I could do that for sure. You can't steal that much data without an expensive cartridge. Our thief had resources.
A clever deduction, Inspector. That gives
Yeah,
us enough
call me
information
Sherlock
to work
Holmes,
with.
except... God, what can I say? Because there's been Sherlock Holmes that are women. There's been everything. Except, I don't know, insert joke about how Sherlock from BBC's that everyone loved forever actually was worse than CBS's Sherlock, which was called Elementary, where they had Lucy Liu as Watson, which was actually a good show. I didn't finish it, but I remembered it being good. And it had more character growth than Sherlock. I'll have to rant sometime about how stupid Sherlock was, and how it was just a symptom of how so many girls on Tumblr and that kind of fanfiction space, just like a Twinkie looking man, and they'll follow him to the ends of the earth while pretending that he's gay, even though nothing in the show has ever pointed to the character being gay. Pardon me. This happened just before the mosquito attack. Someone was trying to stop me.
Yes, I share your suspicions. Someone didn't want you following their trail. This feels like more than corporate espionage. Someone's playing with us, Inspector. And I have never in my life enjoyed games. Did you discover anything else?
I'll let you know if I
This
learn anything else.
incident at the Orchards must be connected to Helen's murder somehow. I don't know how, but I feel it in my marrow. My apologies, Inspector. This case is under your jurisdiction, not mine. I leave it in your hands. When you're
Okie
ready, I suggest
dokie.
a word with the hotel coroner. She should have finished her autopsy by now.
Definitely not weird that you have a coroner. Like, I get cruise ships sometimes have a coroner, but maybe it is because of where it is. They need a coroner because of that. That would make sense, actually. Okay. It's not weird. I take it back. You're right. You should have a coroner. Hey, was there a suspicious looking mascot in my room?
Why was there a suspicious looking mascot in your room? I'm afraid I don't understand. Is this the lead up to a joke? I don't know why there was a mascot in your room. The Grand Colonial doesn't offer that kind of room service. I think.
Why did that make it? The way you said that, it sounded like you thought this was a sexual encounter. Like, oh, we don't offer prostitutes that come to your room dressed like the mascot. I think. You got a security problem, dude.
Cedric has a security problem in this hotel. But your point is well taken.
Good.
In any case, let me apologize for this unfortunate business. I'm sure this mascot meant no harm.
You sound like my dad when I told him that my uncle threatened to kill me. He was like, it's no big deal. Nothing's gonna happen. We'll talk later. I still don't understand where they're sleeping. Where do I make them sleep? Why does the bathroom look like this? Okay, that's gonna be it for this video. Okay, bye Z's.